Hey, our next recipient of the Sports Shop Salute the Champions Series. Let's give it up for Keijuane Hester.
Black History Month is an integral part of our nation's tradition, in which we continue to recognize and promote positive, impactful individuals. The Sports Shop with Reese and K-Mac Salute to Champions would like to recognize this individual for their contribution.
Keijuane Hester, what's good, man? How you doing, brother?
What's going on? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Everything's good. Is it early for you? Or are you always up this early?
No, I'm always up this early. I'm an early bird.
Oh, man. Shout out to G. Allen because he really wanted to nominate you. Then everybody, we read your story.
Yes, sir.
And really see what you're doing right now. You say, man, without a doubt, we got to have this guy a part of it. But if you will, indulge us a little bit and tell us your story.
When I started high school, about in the ninth grade, the summer of the ninth grade, I got off on the wrong track, started hustling, and hustled all the way through high school, and just didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I just wanted some fast money because my mom was a single parent. She stayed, I didn't want to ask her for money, so I just wanted to be able to take the load off her by just being able to support my own self. And so I kept hustling. And by the time it was time for me to graduate, I was nearly last in my class, so I really didn't have that many options. So I just kept hustling. My high school sweetheart became pregnant, so out of fear of being a no good dad, I started taking trips to New York to get drugs at bulk at a cheaper price. And not even 2 years out of high school, on the way back from New York, I wound up getting busted and wound up doing 42 months in federal prison. And from there, it was like a processing chamber. I had time to reevaluate my life and see what I wanted to do with my life. I still didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right.
And so I bumped into this gentleman named Cornelius Blackwell, who was also serving about 12 years, and he was the head baker behind the fence where I was. And so from there, I was working in the kitchen in the common fare room, and I would bump into him and we would make small talk. And I noticed that every time we would have a bad meal in the chow hall, people would still go to the chow hall just to get his desserts. And so, we got acquainted, and as time went by, I was eligible to go to a camp. And so they said, "What camp you want to go to?" I said Butler Camp because it's still close to home.
Yes.
And, I wanted my mother be able to bring my son up, my family friends. And so when the designation papers came back, it said Seymour Johnson, which was in Goldsboro.
Right.
And so I was disappointed, but they said, "Hey, we can put a detainer on you and keep you here behind the fence, or either send you to Seymour." And so when I said, "Well, let me just go to Seymour Johnson," because I wanted a different place. I wanted to be in a different place.
Yes.
I wanted to be from behind the fence.
Right.
And so by the time I got to Seymour Johnson, one of the first persons I saw when I got off the bus was Blackwell.
Oh, wow.
So
seriously, that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I asked him. I said, "Blackwell, you think you can get me a job in the bakery?" And he said, "Yeah, I can get you a job in the bakery." And so my mindset, I knew from being at Butner behind the fence that if I got in the kitchen and got my hands on some fruits, vegetables, strawberries, even whatever the hot commodity was on the compound, I could hustle it on the compound and support myself.
Oh, man, we talked to Keijuane Hester. They call him the Cake Man. That's why I just called him. That's why I can't pronounce his name right. I just know him as a Cake Man.
Yes, sir.
Well-known baker, entrepreneur, and motivational speaker. And I really appreciate you sharing your story.
Yes, sir.
Albeit a difficult beginning, but obviously that's always the light at the end of the rainbow. And let's talk about that. So while you was there, you started developing your skills. Talk about that.
Yeah, I started developing my skills. Here, Blackwell, once I got in the bakery, he taught me how to bake cookies, cakes, pies, breads, cheesecakes, everything from scratch. And I took a liking at first. It wasn't nothing that I felt like I wanted to do when I got home, but I just felt like, this is something I could do while I'm here, and I love doing it. And so you know, I took a life for just a little bit, but then one day he made this carrot cake and it just sold me.
I love carrot cake.
It was so good that they had to lock it up from the bakers. Because we kept eating pan after pan after pan after pan. And so I wrote that one recipe down.
Wow.
I wrote that one recipe down, and I said, you know, I'm gonna try this when I get home. And that was the only thing that I carried with me from prison was that carrot cake recipe. And so time was winding down, and you know, it was time for me to come home. So cool, and I made some homemade cream cheese frosting that I would like.
Come on now.
And so I iced it up, and I took it to work the next day.
Yeah.
And we was all in the break room, and everybody was going around, what you bake? And when they got to me, I said, I baked the carrot cake from scratch, and everybody was like, nah, your grandma made that cake. And so I said, nah, seriously, I baked it, and my cousin vouched for me, and so everybody started cutting the cake. And it was gone like in 15 minutes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's unbelievable. Again, we're talking to the 2020 recipients through the champions, Keijuane Hester, who is owner and operator of Favor Desserts. Let's talk about that. How did you kind of segue from where you were, we just talked about, to where you are now?
Well, a little bit time, probably about 2.5 years after working for the company, I found myself, I got laid off. And so I went on one job interview doing the same type of work. I knew I interviewed good, but they called me and they said, Keijuane, we sorry to inform you didn't get the job. Immediately, someone on the inside said, step out on your gift. And that gift was the gift of baking. So I started baking cakes out of the townhouse I was living in at the moment, baking them around the clock, going out to every barbershop, beauty salon, nail salon.
Yeah.
Until I created a buzz. And, you know, I didn't even have a business plan. I was just a natural born hustler. Yep. And I knew that my bills were still kicking in, so I had to do something fast.
Exactly.
Sometimes you never know, you know, what lies on the inside until you faced with adversity. Yes. So I just kept grinding, kept hustling, stayed focused. I came up with the name, and you know, I just made small goals every week. This is what I wanted to do. As I made money, I continued to sow back into the business, and you know, I kept growing. People kept spreading the word. Word of mouth helped me out a lot. Then I had a couple of newspaper articles wrote on me that really helped. And so
you just had one recently. There's some of the 12 black-owned businesses in Durham. I saw that piece. That's a really nice piece on you as well.
Yes, sir. And so, you know, everything, hard work, dedication, you know, it really pays off, you know.
Wow.
All right, so what went into the name of your business, Favor Desserts?
I wanted to have a unique name, something that meant where I wanted my business to go. I wanted favor on my business. So, you know, I said, you know, I'm going to name it Favor Desserts because I wanted the favor of God on my business. And so that's why I named it Favor Desserts.
Yeah, that's a very unique name because first I was saying flavor. They say that's a favor. I said, no,
I almost had flavor and I read it again. I was like,
some people just say it.
Some people say flavor. Even my daddy say flavor. He said, welcome to flavor. I said, Dad, it's Favor Desserts. Flavor. Yeah.
We're trying to get Keijuane Hester, entrepreneur, business owner. And your location is right there in Durham off Highway 55.
Yes, 5607 NC Highway 55, Suite 105.
Oh man, that's great. Who and you mentioned a couple of people. What other people have kind of kept you on the straight and narrow? Who inspired you to do what you're doing right now?
I come from an entrepreneur's family background, so. My uncle Irvin Hester. When I first started,
he was in television. Famous media guy. I met him.
He was. So I went and talked to him, and he gave me some pointers about being an entrepreneur and wanting to be successful, good name and things like that. And so I had my uncle Larry Hester, who told me to plan my work my plan. Then I had an uncle who's deceased, and I saw him, building his business, and he wasn't able to finally get there, but he died of cancer. And so that inspired me to do all I can.
Mm.
And so, I have a lot of people that I glean from.
Mm-hmm.
And, just so many people paved the way. So many people recently died, so we could have freedom to have our own and be our own. So, I just, look at it like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and just all the black people that risked their life so we can have the freedom of speech, freedom of choice, and to be able to own our own.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And you're also a motivational speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who are you hoping to reach, and why is that
Good
important?
question.
I'm looking to reach anyone that's hopeless and feel that hey, I've failed too far and I've stumbled too many times. I'm living proof that if I can, sell drugs, go to prison, find a gift while I was in prison, come out here and be able to stay focused and do what I'm doing and have my own business, that anybody can do it. All it takes is a made up mind, focus, perseverance, and just looking at your day to day. Just try to plan for tomorrow, but live for the day. Live in the moment. Life is not promised to anybody, but if you just treat people right, try to help people, I feel that good karma will come your way.
Wow, man. I tell you, we're going to leave right there, man. Let me say this, Keijuane. This is an honor to have you here today. Seriously, I really was excited. I want to try to get you in soon as possible. We were working on it for you to tell your story because
Yes,
I think you're very unique as it relates to the other recipients, but equally important, even more.
Sir.
So people can look at you as an inspiration. Because there's somebody maybe listening right now that needed to hear that this morning, man.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
the Sports Shop.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you guys can follow him on Instagram at favorite_desserts or visit the website favoritedeserts.com.
Yeah.
It was very, very nice talking with you.
What's your favorite one though? And tell me that and tell us why you didn't bring us that this morning. That's why
My favorite cake is the carrot cake. We call it redemption carrot because without the carrot cake recipe, I don't think I'd be right here talking.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
We gotta get some of that.
Oh, don't worry.
Matter of fact, I think
You'll
we're
get
trying
some
to
today. I'm gonna make sure y'all get some today.
Okay.
I promise.
Oh wow, unbelievable, man. That's good stuff right there.
Thank you.